Platinum, and in this video we're going to be going over the daily news as well as updates for the cryptocurrency markets today. So if you guys enjoy videos like this, make sure to subscribe and also drop a like on this video if you enjoy. So before we get into the video, guys, we do offer one-on-one coaching now. So if you guys are looking for someone to speak to you about a specific investment solution for your specific situation, we understand that everybody has a different situation at home, at work, as well as capital wise. So if you guys want to get a customized investment strategy for yourself, then definitely check out those one-on-one coaching sessions. We do have 30-minute and 60-minute sessions available depending on what how much time you want to spend, but we can give you an investment strategy within both time frames. Just depends on how detailed it will be. So definitely check that out, as well as some of our other resources in the description. So getting into the video, guys, Bitcoin, obviously not a good day for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency again. 4% down over the last 24 hours for Bitcoin. Polymath down 16%. Looks like Nano down 14, VeChain down 14, Ethos down 13. A lot of coins down double digits. These are some of the lowest prices we've seen in a long time, and unfortunately we may continue to drop a little bit further. So we're going to talk about that once we jump into the price charts for Bitcoin, and talk more about where I can see this market moving in upcoming price analysis. But currently, guys, we're just looking at a red market. We need to wait to see the bottom for Bitcoin and start to see some type of price fluctuation back towards the upside before we really see any gains from any of these other coins. So right now it's just kind of time to dollar cost average on the way down and plan ahead so that we can profit back on the way up. So jumping into Bitcoin's price, clearly we are still at the point where we could see a triple bottom, right? We're literally right on the point where that is still a possibility, right around 6,500. Right now we're at 6,456 and 60 cents, but hopefully we stay at 6,500. However, if we do not, we could bounce down and possibly see the next support at around 6,000. Right around there would be the next support, and below that we should look for 5,500 after that, and then 5,000. So right now, guys, it hasn't been the best news these past few days. However, I do have some confidence that this market will rebound very soon, considering we have an oversold signal on the 1-day time interval on the RSI for Bitcoin. That is a long-term indicator, normally showing that we should see a rebound in the price very soon. Not only that, but the 50-day moving average is well below the 200-day, and pretty soon we should start to see that curve back up, and hopefully once we see that cross back above the 200-day, of course, that will be a bullish signal. We can continue the horizontal, at least the horizontal movement, right? I don't think we're going to see a bull market for a while, at least how everybody plans on expecting it. I don't think we're going to see that. However, I do believe that we will see horizontal movement for a good amount of time, instead of this bear market that we're currently seeing, obviously, and that we've been seeing for the last 6 months or so. So what I'm planning on doing right now is just setting my buy orders. Obviously, I pick some up at 6,800 and 6,700, pick some up at 6,500, and I now plan to pick some up at 6,000, 5,500, 5,000, 4,500, and 4,000. Dollar cost average all the way down. The bottom for me is probably going to be somewhere around 3,000 to 3,500. I don't believe we'll see a drop anywhere below that. To be honest, I don't really think we'll see a drop below 6,000. But anything's possible. It's cryptocurrency. Who knows? Prices are obviously can be manipulated very easily. If someone wanted Bitcoin's price to drop down to $3,000 and they had enough money, or they had a large enough network to contact people with enough money, they could definitely make that happen. So never just go strictly based off the charts. You can always do it, as much technical analysis as you want, which will most of the time, if you do good technical analysis, will help you out. However, you cannot always completely rely on one bit of analysis. Okay, guys, so jumping into some of the news today. Honestly, overall today, most of the news stories I'm seeing is just about Bitcoin's price continuing to drop, as well as kind of just some bearish news. All right, we're just kind of seeing bear news. Bitcoin price manipulated, downtrend, more losses likely. Jump into CoinDesk. We have Bitcoin bulls I6K bottom, and also on Cointelegraph. Of course, we have some. We also have some bear news over here as well. So overall, I mean, people are obviously looking for the bottom of Bitcoin, and of course, that's what we're all looking for. However, it's hard to tell where exactly that bottom will be. However, guys, I do want to touch on Coinbase is actually looking to add. Let me see if I can find the story. Coinbase is actually looking to add Ethereum Classic, guys. So I obviously want to touch on that in this video. I just need to find the story. Here we go. We'll talk about that a little into this. But it's very interesting. Coinbase is adding Ethereum Classic. So we'll talk about that in a second. But last year's Bitcoin prices manipulated, experts claim. So remember that amazing crypto price surge that happened last December? Of course you do. Well, a group of researchers are claiming these prices were artificially inflated. Some of their colleagues saying they actually might be onto something. John Griffin, a finance professor at the University of Texas, and Eamon Shams, a graduate student, published a report entitled "Is Bitcoin Really Untethered?", which claims that Bitcoin's December prices and altcoins prices, consequently, were manipulated by someone or a group of people through the use of the Tether cryptocurrency and via the Bitfinex exchange, a cryptocurrency exchange that creates and sells Tether. Tether, or USDT, is a cryptocurrency whose price always equals to that of the US dollar and is used to mediate when trading between different cryptocurrencies. So this report, which you can find on this link, isn't linked to any hard evidence like emails or related documents, but it does rely on numbers. So there's no hard evidence, guys, but we'll just continue reading. So it says that half of all the price surges Bitcoin has seen in the last year happened right after Tether flowed into a few accounts on different exchanges. Usually this transfer would happen while the price was going down. Speaking to Bloomberg, the author says Tether was used to stabilize and manipulate the price of Bitcoin. Bitfinex is yet to comment on the matter. However, Griffin's and Shams' colleagues have voiced their opinions, and they're saying that this report could hold water, if nothing else, because similar methods have been used before to spot price manipulations. According to the New York Times, the report has gotten support from Philip Gradwell, the chief economist at Chainalysis, a blockchain research company, as well as Sarah, I'm not even going to try to say her name, but a professor at the University College of London. The U.S. Justice Department is allegedly looking into sorry guys, always have a bad throat in the morning. If you guys always watch, you would understand that, but I'm sorry guys. The U.S. Justice Department is allegedly looking into possible Bitcoin price manipulation as well. Also, as reported, the U.S. regulator known as the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, has launched an investigation into potential price manipulation at 4 major cryptocurrency exchanges: Bitstamp, Coinbase, Itbit, and Kraken. The CFTC has subpoenaed the exchanges to hand over sensitive trading data to help in the investigation. So, a lot of news about Bitcoin price manipulation. If anything, this will just lead to possible harder regulation, but I think we need regulation in this market. I think it will save this market from a continued downtrend, and also it will allow for a ton of liquidity to enter the market, a ton of new money to enter the market. As you guys know, a lot of institutions, as well as people who may want to invest retirement money or their 401k, people cannot do that because of the fact that it is unregulated, and they can institutions, and they need to abide by a certain set of rules and laws, as well as people with retirement funds. So unfortunately you cannot do that. You have to be trading something in the equities market, something in currency markets, something that's allowed and regulated by our government. So Moving on to some more news, what Twitter is saying about Coinbase's surprise ETC listing. Coinbase announced that they plan to list Ethereum Classic. In my opinion, I think it's pretty whack. Pretty whack. I mean, Ethereum Classic, not what I was expecting, but ranking just inside the top 20 currencies. ETC traces its origins to 2016 and the collapse of the DAO, an Ethereum-based funding vehicle that fell apart following a code exploit. As such, the network is known by some as a continuation of the original Ethereum blockchain, a name bestowed after a code change on Ethereum reversed losses stemming from the failed project. Still, it might be the small size of the market that is grabbing most of the attention. As of the time of writing, Ethereum Classic is the 18th largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, valued at more than $1.5 billion, according to data from CoinMarketCap, which tracks price developments in the market. However, it's important to note it's one of the largest by volume, ranking in the top 5. But despite that boost from traders, a scan of reactions on Twitter suggests that a number of market observers were taken aback by the listing announcement, which sparked a 25% price increase following the revelation. In one case, the response was pretty blunt. ETC, really? I definitely agree with that guy. So this observer took criticism to the next level, suggesting that the listing had more to do with the spurring user activity, to put it lightly, than anything specifically to do with ETC. Amidst the social conversation, some tried to draw a connection between the ETC listing and the fact that to date the exchange hasn't added support for the cryptocurrency XRP, as XRP is the third largest crypto by market capitalization. Much of the surprise stemmed from the fact that Coinbase would move to list a lower value coin. Yet the lack of a listing is perhaps unsurprising, given past reports. Back in April, Bloomberg reported that distributed ledger startup Ripple tried unsuccessfully to get the token listed on Coinbase. This is the Dead Sea, the saltiest place on earth, second only to the XRP community after Coinbase decided to add XRP. On the other hand, those supportive of the token and Ripple's efforts struck optimistic tones as the story spread. Coinbase plans to add a single coin. Ripple adds a bank a week to their network. Who needs who again? XRP ETC. So obviously people aren't too happy about that. I don't really agree with Ethereum Classic being added either. I think they could have done a better job at adding the next coin. It could have been EOS, could have been Stellar, Cardano, Neo. All those coins are a lot better of a choice than Ethereum Classic. I think that's kind of a weird pick, I guess, just because it's been around for a long time, but a few reasons. But I really don't agree with that. But moving on, Bitcoin bulls a 6K bottom after a 4-month low. Let's just move on. I just want to see what they're saying. Currently, the RSI is holding below 30. Historical data shows Bitcoin stages a V-shaped recovery every time the RSI drops to or below 30. However, things may pan out differently this time, as long-term technical charts are biased to the bears. Moving down. All right, the downside break of the pennant bearish continuation pattern indicates scope for a drop below the February low of 6,000. So further on the weekly chart, the RSI fell below key support of $53. Wait, is 53 right? Maybe that's okay. 53 in February, this is the RSI, signaling a long-term bullish to bearish trend change, and is currently hovering below 50, still in bearish territory. Clearly, the bears now have more say in determining the Bitcoin USD exchange rate. So while the cryptocurrency may make a brief rally courtesy of the oversold conditions, a major recovery will likely remain elusive. Longer term, Bitcoin is still eyeing a drop to $6,000 amid a generally bearish market. In the next 48 hours, bearish momentum may weaken and prices could revisit the 5-day MA, currently located at 6,800. The probability of a major V-shaped recovery is low. Only a daily close above 10-day MA, currently seen at 7,214, would signal bearish invalidation. So we really need to see quite a recovery from Bitcoin's price. We've covered this before. Usually when you see that RSI indicator go down and hit that 30 line and signal oversold, you usually do see this V-shaped recovery, right? every time in the past, we almost always see it. V shape here, V shape here, right? So we always see it bounce back up. So if we were going to see a V shape, I would either expect it to see at 6,500 or 6,000, anywhere below there. We could see something lower, but I think that if we continue to drop even further, I think we're going to lose a lot of momentum that we could be using to push back up right now, and we'll just continue to push down further. The bottom for Bitcoin, I would say, is going to be around 5,000 to 5,500. I really don't believe that we'll drop anywhere below, too much below where we started before the giant run up back in December. So we'll just have to keep an eye out for that. But that ends all of the news for today, guys. So really just focus, Coinbase with ETC, that's very interesting. But guys, honestly, Bitcoin's price and everything, I expect, I'm going to make a video today about this, about the past patterns of Bitcoin. But here's my prediction. So we just had a gigantic run up in December, and we're now looking forward, right? We've been in this, kind of bearish horizontal movement for the past 6 months or so. And what is going to happen in the future? My prediction is that we will continue down a little bit further, possibly, or just continue to move horizontal for a while. I expect to move horizontal either until the end of 2019, towards the end of 2019, maybe the middle of 2019, or until we see a catalyst that rockets the price back up and pushes bulls back into the market and pushes bears out. So what do I mean by a catalyst? Something like government regulation, a Bitcoin ETF, global financial collapse that drives liquidity into, an emerging market like cryptocurrency. We need to see something happen where a lot of money is put back into this market and we can see real growth. But until that point, we're kind of just sitting in limbo, moving sideways or moving down. Not a lot of upside in the future, in the near future, guys, until something big happens. So, we'll just have to wait. Markets always follow these cycles. I don't think we're going to go down forever. I think we will see some upside, whether it's just back to 10,000 and then we drop again, or whether it's just back to 8,000 and we drop again. Either way, I do expect to see some upside eventually, and just continue to move sideways, possibly in a channel for the next year to 2 years, or until something big happens. So let me know your thoughts, guys, on the current price of Bitcoin and where we can see this market going down in the comments. And definitely you're going to want to check out the video that I'm going to put out later today, talking about the past price history of Bitcoin and how we can compare it to the current price movement of Bitcoin, and how we can expect kind of play out, look for a certain layout of the future for Bitcoin's price. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're not already, and look out for my second video for today, guys. All right, have a good one. Thanks for watching.
Please do understand that I am not a financial advisor, and the information in this video is my own view. If you are unsure, please consult a financial advisor before parting with your money. Cryptocurrencies are a very volatile investment and you could lose all your money.